Hello, this is the unboxing and setup of the Emotiva XMC-2. So I was one of the early adopters of the XMC-1 processor, and I waited 2 years to get it on the wait list. I waited about a year to upgrade to the XMC-2, and we're gonna open up the box and set it up and see how it performs. So the old XMC-1 was sent back to the Tennessee facility and took about 2 weeks to get there. They turned around, they inspected it, made sure it was okay, and they sent me this one and took about a week in transit. There's a couple little knocks and kind of a little tear on the side, but we'll see how it was affected on the inside of the box. Recording?
Yep.
Okay, so now we're going to unbox it. Let's open this up. Okay. And as typical from Emotiva, a box within a box. We're going to open up the inner box. And here we are. Okay, so first thing, dear friend, user manual. This is the microphone USB attachment. So we're going to set it up to tune the room. And this should be the microphone. Indeed it is. Little EMM1 microphone. We're going to do that a little later today. And we should have their big remote. So the Emotiva remotes are usually big, heavy, and this is no exception. All good, looks great. We'll put some batteries in it later. We have a foam cover, and now we're going to make some room and take out the other two accessories. So we have an XMC-2 accessory box 1 and an XMC-2 accessory box 2 and the new processor. So it seems a little lighter than my old XMC-1. We'll take a look at it later. And we have an antenna. So we'll save the box. I recommend saving the box. I didn't save my XMC-1 box, and they have a standing upgrade program. And it costs you money because they want to ship back if you ever upgrade to a new processor in the original packaging. Save the box. So we will now do a little surgery to the processor. So turn it upside down. And save everything. Save the packaging, save the covering, save whatever you got. If it came with it, save it. And so here is the new processor. All pretty. Let's get rid of that tape. Okay. So in the first box, we have the microphone stand. We'll use that later. The other antenna. And in the second box, for some reason the first box was already open. We have power cord, a couple batteries, and looks like a trigger cable as well. We're going to use all of that. I'm going to need a few of those trigger cables. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I need to remove these rubber feet. And you're probably not going to do that if you have it on a shelf, but I rack mount everything and it's going to be packed with the other components. So these have to go. So I'm just going to unscrew these guys with a Phillips head and save them away. Do not lose these or any part. Okay, with the feet removed, I'll show you the back of the device. So we have all the outputs for each speaker. You can see that there's a definite difference between this processor and the XMC-1. It has 4 triggers, the IR input, IR output, HDMI outputs, one with ARC, and then it has 8 HDMI inputs. Over on this side, you have the FM and AM tuners. You have digital out and digital ins with an AES, USB input, presumably for firmware upgrades or software upgrades, and a LAN port 802.3. So we will take a look at this, make sure everything looks good, no scratches. Top looks like it's in great shape. And we'll remove the screen protective covering now. Love it. So one thing that's interesting, and I don't know if the XMC-1 had this feature, but the XMC-2 remote, this PR1 remote, it's a magnetic latch on the battery compartment. So when I pry this open, and I'm going to try to do it here with my handy dandy knife, just get this in here, you can see that there's magnetic retention towards the batteries, right in the back and in the front. Kind of a nice feature. So we're going to start by taking a look at the manual and seeing what came with it. It came with the typical dear friend. You have purchased a high-end 16-channel cinema processor and signed by the CTO, CEO, and VP of engineering. I always like that. But unlike my XMC-1, and I don't know if Emotiva is doing this for other products, I have a processor birth certificate. And this is really, really cool. So if you get your own XMC-2, you'll probably get your own birth certificate for your custom-made, handmade processor. So for the XMC-2 and for my previous processor, it's rack mounted. So these are rack mounts that I ordered for the XMC-1. I kept them and installed this one on this side. So we're just going to install the rack mount kit. This hooks up there, comes with a set of screws, and then we're going to go put it into the rack and start connecting the system to the other components. Okay, so we have the new Emotiva XMC-2 installed in the theater. This is the theater. Just to show you what's going on. We have a screen that's about 120 inch on the vertical and an Epson 4K projector on the ceiling here. We're using KEF Q900s, and it's a 7.2 surround system. So we got 3 in the front. Center speaker is in the cabinet down at the bottom here, and the big Q900s are on the sides. We also have surrounds at the top and in the back. So we have the Emotiva installed right in the center of the rack here, and you can see that we're supplying it a 1080p signal right now, but we're in True HD Dolby Atmos. We can go to 4K. I'm using an Xbox One S, which is behind the vent back there, and right now it's supplying 1080p. Just a tour here. So we have a managed switch at the top. We also have another source. We have an Apple TV back there. 2 power, Monster Power HTS 1700s filters. The XMC-2 installed right here. And below that we have Emotiva's XDR2, which is their differential DAC. So I use the DAC source when I'm playing from USB or streaming or using this Denon Professional streaming system right here. Below that, we have an older PS4 and an Oppo digital filter as well as Blu-ray. And below that, we have the Emotiva 3-channel and 5-channel amps. So we'll take you on a tour of the back now. So this spaghetti mess here is a 45U rack, and all the sources for speakers, video going through the ceiling. The XMC-2 is right here. So you see all the balanced outputs on these color-coded cables here. These are going to all the speakers. And over on the right side here and here, we have balanced output going to the subwoofers. We also have balanced output going to the DAC right here. And you can see the Ethernet connection to the man switch up there. We're using HDMI 2.0 compatible cables, and they're going to the projector, and there's the inputs are going from the Xbox, PlayStation, and the Apple TV, the 4K Apple TV at the top. So it takes everything just like the old XMC-1. We also have 2 triggers here that are turning on the amps and other devices. And sometime I will manage these cables better, but right now I just wanted to listen to the XMC-2. The interesting thing is that I didn't have to change anything on the remote setups. It just worked. It was compatible with the XMC-1, so I just plugged everything in just the way it was on the old model, hit my source, and it all turned on and worked seamlessly. Okay, as a test here, we'll play Dolby Atmos video. It's from Dolby Labs. It's called Amaze. It's about a minute, and I use this as a test for all the sound settings, and it should switch to Dolby Atmos, which it did. And working well. Can't tell with this recording, but the effects are in 3D. Perfect. So one thing we haven't done is tune the room with the Dirac Live. I'm waiting for the Dirac software and a small appliance to come. It's essentially a Raspberry Pi, and we'll use this microphone and train the room for the optimal listening. All in all, I'm really happy with the XMC. It's running all the video sources, HDR, 4K, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital, seamlessly. It sounds excellent. We'll be doing some measurements, and I'll have an updated recording to show you how to use Dirac Live on the Emotiva XMC-2. And until then, thanks for watching, and please listen to my channel. Thanks.